worse, pull up. Black boy, hop out. Shout out to my mother and my father.
Wood is an organic substance made of cellulose fibers which are strong under tension. Wood serves as a support role in a living tree, allowing woody plants to grow large or to stand up on their own. It transfers nutrients and water between the roots, other developing tissues, and leaves. For thousands of years, people have utilized wood as a building material to make tools, weapons, furniture, and paper, and as it has more recently become a feedstock used to make cellophane and other derivatives of cellulose, such as cellulose acetate.
Material properties, fabrication processes, and finishing. Number 1. The material. The wood must have moisture content of between 10% and 14% in order to obtain a good finish, a good impregnation of the stain, and also to guarantee durability in its future application. Number 2. Planning and edging. This step entails obtaining perfect calibration of the boards while saving as much as material as possible. The planning process ensures that the boards have the right dimensions. Number 3. Gluing. Gluing consists of applying adhesive in a controlled and homogeneous manner to the four boards making up to the column. The new glued column is then clamped for several hours on a clamping bench from 8 to 10 hours. Number 4. Shear tests. Shear tests are an integral part of our manufacturing process. Each gluing process is tested and validated in line with the European conformity standard. Number 5. Machining turning. The machining allows us to work with precision on the material in order to obtain our final product, like drilling, shoulders, cutting to the length, etc. Number 6. Sanding and scraping. The surface of the wood is sanded down to make it smooth and even. This will allow for the adhesion of the stain. This is when the finishing operations are carried out. Number 7. Staining. Wood staining is the process of applying color to the wood. Then a protective layer is applied that will protect it from UV rays and aging. Number 8. Assembly. This is where all the component parts of the products are assembled. And last, number 9. Packaging. Each product ready to leave the factory is packaged according to the transport and the place of installation.
Product applications. Number 1. Construction and fencing. There is home construction, where wood was frequently used in home construction in earlier times and is being done so in the 21st century. Wood is frequently utilized as flooring, door, and window frames, and other structural elements in the construction of the homes throughout the world due to its durability and insulating properties. For the next one, which is the fencing and decorating gardens, wood is also utilized in the construction of fencing and as a basic decoration for artificial gardens inside homes or on rooftops in the modern decor system. Number 2. Household uses. Utensils and hand tools. For utensils, instead of using plastic or steel, wooden utensils are a sign of luxury that enhance the beauty and attractiveness of interior spaces. Hand tools. Most commonly used hand tools have wooden handles because they are heat resistant and reduce the risk of electric shock when used with electricity. Number 3. Art industry. For artworks, wood is a common material for artwork such as statues, sculptures, carvings, and decorative objects. In many instances, the frames for artboards and color plates are also made of wood. Musical instruments. Wood is a necessary component of many musical instruments, including the piano, violin, cello, drums, flute, guitar, bass, and a number of others. Number 4. Sports equipment. Wooden toys. For those who care about their health, these are preferred to plastic, which was once considered fashionable. Plastic is nothing more than a mixture of chemicals that is bad for kids' health. Sports include table tennis, hockey, pool, and cricket. Wood has traditionally been used as handles and key components in toys and sporting goods. Number 5, commercial uses. Subtopic for furniture. The market for wooden furniture is currently quite lucrative. No one can dispute the popularity of wooden furniture, which has always been associated with royalty. Second, shipbuilding. Shipbuilding. Wood was used to construct fishing boats and ships. Wood is one of the most essential building material for the construction of boats and ships. In the past, both hard and soft woods were employed in the shipbuilding business. Fuel. Around the world, wood has long been used as a source of energy. Fuel was the primary form of energy that people used by burning wood because it was readily available in the forest before the discovery of gas. Typically, wood is burned to produce sticks, pellets, sawdust, and charcoal. In this industry, inexpensive plants, timbers are typically used. Lastly, stationery. Wood is used to make several office supplies such as paper, pencils. Paper is produced from wood pulp. Pencils are also made of wood.
The wood industry constitutes 9.6% of the gross domestic product of the country. The wood industry blooms particularly in the region of Caraga, hence its nickname, Timber Corridor. Heavily relying on lumber, the furniture industry in the Philippines employs 1.9 million workers. Then, 5.4 million workers in the businesses that produce, distribute, and use lumber for its products. Sam Malouf is perhaps the most acclaimed furniture designer to have ever lived, having several of his works featured in the best museums such as the Metropolitan Museum of Art and the Smithsonian. He was described in the New York Times as a central figure in the post-war American crafts movement. He is known for his Malouf rockers, chairs that were used by Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan, both former presidents of the United States. Daniel Crisologo is the lead designer of D&D Guitars, a local brand of instruments based in Pasig. It has been a standard that to get a good sounding instrument, it must be from a big famous brand and doesn't come cheap. Before, cheap and locally made guitars were only for children, not professional musicians. Motivated to bring locally made high quality instruments to amateur and common musicians, Daniel Crisologo and Darren Lim started D&D Guitars. It has since become a renowned brand for its high quality instruments while being affordable at the same time. Their guitars are of the highest quality wood and design, making them the number one weapon of choice for local bands and artists. They have since released collaborations with highly regarded local artists such as Kamikaze, Queso, Sandwich, Typecast, Barbie Almalbis, among many others.
For thousands of years, wood has been one of the most utilized materials on the planet, may it be for fuel, building, creating, or the advancement of knowledge. Besides having many functions, it is also natural, renewable, and sustainable. So unlike other natural resources in our planet, wood can be grown, harvested, and replanted.
Now let's go to trivias. First of all, did you know that some trees talk to one another? When willows are threatened by insect pests, they emit a chemical warning to nearby trees, who secrete more tannin, and tannin can be found in coffee, tea, wine, grapes, and etc. Tannin is used to put the invaders off. And secondly, trees never die of old age. Trees are only ever killed by elements outside of their control, including insects, diseases, and people. That's why sometimes, if they are really lucky, a tree could live to well over 1,000 years old. There are more than 23,000 different species of trees that can be found on Earth. Thank you for listening to our report about wood, and this is group number 4 along with Kadsi, Aid, Rion, Sean, Lim, Bo, and yeah.
500 stacks for the hood. Call me lumberjack, cause I wish a nigga would.